Zorn's Dungeon is the first role-playing game to be played through the YouTube livestream chat. You're not just watching the game anymore, your character is involved in the action. Spawn a level 0 character, throw them into the Bloodcage, and watch them fight for their lives. Death is permanent, but survivors can reach level 1 for even greater adventure as the game develops. Here's how to play in under 5 minutes. Step 1. Spawn your character. To play, just type bang spawn, that's !spawn, in the YouTube livestream chat anytime Zorn's Dungeon is being played live. The game instantly rolls a level 0 character with 3d6 stats straight down the line. There's also a 1 in 6 chance of rolling a random demi-human. Your starting HP determines your destiny. Low health means wizards and thieves, while high health means you get to be a fighter, paladin, or barbarian. Every character's linked to your YouTube username so you know which is yours and we know who's playing. Each character also gets a unique ID or dog tag. You can also see which characters belong to rare professions or have particularly exceptional stats. Remember, level 0 is brutal, so spawn multiple characters to have backups ready. But be aware there's a 30-second global cooldown on the bang spawn command. If you don't get in on your first try, just try again. The chatbot will confirm what characters are created in the livestream chat. Step 2. The Draft. Newly spawned characters enter the tavern. The only way out for a level 0 character is to be drafted into a 12-person party for the Bloodcage. When it's time to assemble a party, the system drafts in this priority. 1. Super VIPs, which the Game Master reserves for special guests or situations. 2. VIPs. Channel members get free VIP status once a month, and anyone can send in super chats to make one of their characters a VIP. Super chats with a specific dog tag attached guarantee that character will receive VIP status. Otherwise, the system will choose one of your characters at random. Gifting memberships also gets you and the person gifted a VIP character. 3. Active chatters. If you've commented in the live stream chat within the last hour, you get priority right behind VIPs. So if you're watching, participate in the chat to make it more likely that your character will get in on the fight. 4. The general pool. If there are still draft spaces left, then they're open to anyone else in the tavern. Yes, even if you're offline, your tavern characters are at risk and may be drafted. Note that the draft prioritizes having as many different players as possible in the party, so you usually won't have 2 of your own characters in the same cage. Step 3. Into the Bloodcage. Once the party forms, the doors open, monsters spawn, and the auto battle begins. You get to sit back and watch the bloody drama unfold. As the cage takes damage and the blood bar fills, Zorn might intervene. At 33% health loss, he might order his goblin archers to loose a volley into the heroes, or later drop a gore strider behind your lines if you're having too easy a time. And for the crunch lovers, combat, movement, spells, and all other rules are handled by the Hacked Edge game system, our custom rule set based on old school essentials. Step 4. Triage and leveling. When the dust settles, surviving PCs are hauled up to the winch room. If a character was knocked unconscious, they only survive if they have teammates still standing at the end. Otherwise, the monsters put them to the sword. Survivors earn a blood drop next to their name to indicate they lived through the ordeal. Once in the winch room, goblin medics attempt to heal individual wounds, restoring 1 HP per wound per success. Then the fairy checks HP. Anyone with enough HP to reach level 1 gets promoted, receives their class, and gets a free, full restoration of HP and spells. This is the only free magical healing in the game. Level 1 characters also earn the right to have a name. Type bang name dog tag new name in the chat to name them, or rename them on zornsdungeon.com. Step 5. Rest and return. Finally, characters are sorted to their next location. First, all dead characters are sent to the graveyard. It's their final resting place. Those characters who are still wounded are sent to the infirmary. There, wounds and spells heal in real time according to the Hacked Edge rules, meaning severe injuries may take several actual 24-hour days to recover. To keep playing, bang spawn more characters to have them ready to go. Healthy characters are sent to the stable to safely rest. They have earned their reprieve. Want to send a character back into the action and perhaps earn a second blood drop? Just move the character you want from the stable back to the tavern. You can do this at zornsdungeon.com or by typing bang T for tavern plus the dog tag of the character you want to move in the chat. You can check rosters, locations, and all of our leaderboards, tracking boss kills, maximum damage, highest XP, anytime at zornsdungeon.com/tavern. Alright, that's all you need to know to get playing Zorn's Dungeon on the live stream. Get your bang spawn ready, and we'll see you in the cage. Hey everybody, hello, welcome. There are a lot of people here. Well, thank you so much for being here. I am later tonight. I scheduled the stream a little bit later tonight because I knew I would be getting in later. I have still been working on manual labor, building a covered stage at the winery to do events in and things like that. So I've been out doing manual labor today, and then I came in, and then I said, let me run a test before we go live, and that was at 7:45, and I ran the test, and nothing happened in the Bloodcage. And so I was like, oh my God. So I had to diagnose the problem. I'm glad I did that before the stream ran, because problem solved now. We're operational, or should be operational. I ran another test and we were operational, but that's why I've been trying to test before we actually go live. I just have a limited time in the evenings before we go in here. Yes, please do hit the live stream. We have 12 people watching the live stream. Hey, hit like, and if you see that we hit 20, we'll have the blessing of the fairy again. So if you we hit 20 likes, everybody in the tavern will get 20. We'll get a one temporary hit point to go into the Bloodcage with. So please do hit that. Okay, so welcome everybody. I mean, I see BGD here is bang spawning. I see PH. We're going to talk about game design. I see people talking about that. Sable's here. Dave is here. Who else do I see in the chat? Daniel, welcome. John here, Dave. So welcome everybody. Great to have you. Thank you so much for hanging with me here. Miss Dave, Mrs. Dave. We have Mrs. Dave here. Welcome, Mrs. Dave. Oh, and Maid of Meat. Okay, so we're gonna have a good time tonight. Welcome. Okay, so what do we need to talk about? Hey, by the way, if this is your first time here, so in a while, we have a new command that is bang char. So if you want to do bang char, you can see in here, if you hit bang char, Nightbot does give a report about all of your characters, at least as much as a YouTube comment will allow you to get, so that tells you the first letter is an abbreviation of their current location, then you get the dog tag of the character, then you get their level, and then you get their class. So there you go. Hit bang spawn. And by the way, if you do something like if you've got characters in the stable and you want to move them all over, bang T all is working. Bang T for tavern. Bang T all is working. You can hit that, and then you will bring over, like for instance, this says that, hey, all 7 of your stable characters were marched to the tavern, and it gives me their dog tags. And then I can go the other way as well by going bang S all. And that moves everybody back to the stable who is level 1 and above. Level 0 characters don't qualify to leave the tavern. So there you go. 7 characters bedded down in the stable in that case. So you can still do individually bang S and then a dog tag, or bang T and a dog tag if you want to move a specific character, moving back and forth. But you can also do bang T all and bang S all if you want to move them all over. That is up to you. Okay. So 13 people watching. Please do hit like. Okay, the first thing we want to do is talk about the changes. So let me go over here to the change log, because I didn't get through absolutely everything we talked about yesterday. I didn't get through absolutely everything, but I got through a lot. So here are the changes that we have right now. Resistance. This is a cantrip, the spell resistance, that lasts the whole encounter now. It was a bit, I think it needed a bit more. So resistance did just last 1 turn. Now it lasts the whole encounter. And I think a lot of things are going to be like that rather than like if you cast it on somebody, if you take your turn, the action economy is so important. If you take your turn to cast a buff on somebody, then it will now last the whole encounter. So a hero who's blessed with resistance, the resistance cantrip rolls its saving throws with advantage until the end of the encounter, instead of only its next save, which was also something that was going on. So this is a more powerful spell right now. A hero won't cast it on an ally who already carries it. And if for some reason it does get cast on somebody twice, it doesn't stack. It doesn't stack. It's just a one thing go. So right now, the saving throws, that could be spells, it could be paralyzation poisons, all of our old school saving throws. But right now in the Bloodcage, the most important one would be a death save. It would give you a saving throw and a death save. Paladins, we saw some paladins who were casting guidance, I believe. Oh, so actually, first of all, I have got to completely reevaluate the guidance spell. I don't think the guidance spell is actually appropriate as it stands for something that you should do in the Bloodcage, because it does buff all of your skills, your adventuring skills. And I'm going to take a look at it and decide whether or not it should buff attacks or not. But I decided for tonight, let's just gate off the guidance spell, so no one will be casting guidance tonight. The paladin would sometimes come in and cast guidance, but before I decided to just gate guidance completely tonight, the paladins are now biased toward favoring their weapon. This is actually the first time that a dedicated class-based AI has come into the case, because I was like, hey, yes, the pre-paladin, the level 0 paladin does have the spell guidance to help somebody out with their skills, but the paladin should bias the weapon to killing something. And so now this is the first time we've kind of introduced class-specific AI. So the paladin, because I was like, hey, wait a minute, don't we have a paladin casting something? Shouldn't he be attacked? So the paladin can cast a resistance. Oh no, he's got resistance right here. Excuse me, but he's going to be biased toward going ahead and making an attack. We had some weird language for ward and buff spells on the jumbotron, so that should be more clear about what they do. A lot of people bang spawning, so do hit bang spawn. We got a lot of dead characters, and we've got more characters dead than are currently in the tavern. So if you're here, do hit bang spawn and go ahead and get a character in the tavern for tonight. Heroes go after the deadliest enemy in reach. So this was something that was people brought up last time that were like, hey, I really want my character to go after the ape more. The ape, they should go after the ape. The bias against they weren't avoiding the ape, but there was a bias in there for the character to try to go for something that they know that they can drop in order to reduce an attack against them. But now we have a little bit more of a bias toward the heroes going after the deadliest enemy they can reach. A hero or a monster now targets an enemy they can kill. They can kill it or a nearby ally this round before finishing off a weaker standing enemy one step closer. There's still some proximity to that. This applies to both heroes and monsters, by the way. So if the ape is much further away, you still may go for the kobold. But when you're like equal proximity or something like that, we should see a bias moving more towards something like the ape. Ranged attackers can now hit heavy enemies behind the front line. I guess that's actually meaning tall enemies, because the line of sight for size, I've been saying, hey, medium characters and things like that are still up there. That's what it brings up. So you still have to respect line of sight, but size impacts line of sight. And now ranged attacks will go behind the front line. A spellcaster or an archer can target a heavy hitter like the White Ape when smaller enemies like kobolds and goblin runts and things like that are standing in front of it, as long as there's a clear line of sight. Ordinary enemies like taller ones are still screening their line of sight. Chill Touch, I think I've seen Chill Touch this entire time be cast once. So Chill Touch was a melee spell, but that doesn't make any sense because I've never seen it cast. In fact, the cultist who has it would leap up and like stab with his dagger or something. So now Chill Touch is a medium range spell. I have no idea what kind of graphic package I have loaded for it, but Chill Touch is now a medium range spell. It fires at range instead of only on touch. And it should be the case that matters right now, but if you are hit by Chill Touch, you cannot recover wounds or be healed for the rest of the encounter. A hero or monster with an equipped melee weapon is much more likely to attack an enemy that it reaches. We've had a problem for a long time, particularly with the Gnomish Tinker, which we've got right here, not getting in action. And I think I want to revise the Gnomish Tinker anyway, because I think he needs a different spell. I think we're going to have basically an entire gnome spell list in the future. But the Gnomish Tinker right now is kind of melee oriented. And sometimes, so this is what, if he would target somebody who is surrounded, try to get to it, but then not retarget. So I think we're going to see him retargeting now. That's a general thing. It's not just a Gnomish Tinker thing. So if it comes up with somebody else, we should see it. But it's been a particular problem with that Gnomish Tinker. 8, ranged attacks no longer step into danger after firing. And that is spellcasters as well. After a spellcaster or an archer takes a shot, it now holds position behind the line or falls back, which I did see some falling back. They might be falling back too much. But a lot of times we were seeing that the spellcaster would fire a spell from like the second line of the heroes, hit something, and then go running out front in like a suicidal charge. Like, why were they doing that? Like, that was the thing I told you yesterday I really wanted to look at. Like, why are the spellcasters doing that? It was because for a while, this is like Hero Quest style, this game. You can take an action, you can move and then take an action, or you can take an action and then move. We don't have like 5th edition partial actions, half actions, free actions, bonus actions, all that. We're not doing all that. We have in combat time, when you're in combat time, which the Bloodcage is, you can move and then take an action, or you can take an action and then move. If you would like to burn your action for a second move, you can do that. That's the way the actions work. And for a long time, I noticed, hey, wait a minute. Or for a long time, I was playing this, and then I noticed, hey, wait a minute. Nobody ever takes an action and then moves. So I put in that, oh, yeah, be sure that you know that you can take you can move after you take an action. So the spellcasters were seeing a target, shooting their spell, and then the algorithm they were running said, now move to some place where you can see the maximum number of monsters. And so they would move out in order to basically prep themselves to see to have monsters in their line of sight for their next spell cast, which makes sense in extreme isolation. Okay, so that's what they're doing. Why are they charging out front? Because they were trying to position themselves for the next spell cast, except for as soon as they moved out front, they got jumped and the casters would die. Which is not anything anybody would ever do. That's the kind of thing that we're looking right now. And as we've gone through this, we're getting to more and more sophisticated kind of intelligence here. So that's why they were doing it. Now they are intelligent enough, or should be, we'll see how it goes tonight, to actually step back. And so we should see fewer casters charging out front. Spellcasters and archers now attack from range instead of closing to melee. A ranged attacker that starts too far away to fire now moves up only to its range attack and shoots, rather than walking into melee and swinging a weapon. So there was a decision point. We added multiple decision points in there because the spellcaster would be like, I'm too far away, I can't shoot. Then I move forward, and it never reevaluated if I move forward enough, can I cast a spell? That applies to heroes and monsters. A spellcaster caught next to an enemy casts instead of swinging. When forced to point-blank range, a caster uses a close-range spell. There are some spells that can be cast in melee. There are some that cannot. So if it does have a spell that can be cast, it's going to have a bias towards casting the spell rather than attacking with its staff or long knife. So that is basically what is happening tonight. So I'm going to take this down, and then we're going to move over to the game. So let's say, yeah, I know it is Bloodcage. Is this a CRP? What is, hey, Retro Arcade fan, welcome. Good to see you tonight. Is this a CRPG? This is an old school style RPG. It's based off the Hacked Edge, which is a hack of old school essentials. But welcome. I'm just looking at the things that people spawned. Go ahead and hit bang spawn, Retro. Hit bang spawn, ! Spawn in the chat, and that will spawn you a character to fight tonight. So that's basically what's going on. Let me go over here and close this so I can open up the real thing. Take a look at people's characters, and then we're going to get fighting. That's the kind of thing to look at tonight. So I'm excited about it. I mean, I was having a great time. I was up till like 2 o'clock in the morning last night working on our changes after the game. And so we're working real well here. All right. So, oh, wait a minute. Let me be sure. Let me do that again. Okay, system audio on. System audio on. So you should be hearing the music now. Okay. Anything? Let me scroll. Let me just look up at the comments. Did I miss anything that is important that I need to look at? Anything calling out? If the music's too loud or the sound effects are too loud or whatever or too soft, let me know. I have independent control over that now. I can't really tell as a system sound if it's too loud or whatever. Okay, let's see. Lots of people here. Okay, yeah, type bang spawn. Let's see. Did Retro get in here? Retro Arcade fan? Let's do it. Okay, so let me make sure we're We have 213 souls in the tavern currently. We have 287 who are dead. And actually, there were I put some wanderers through when I was testing today, so we'll clear out the wanderers later. The wanderers are the test characters. PH Arbeck's got a well-starred provincial man-at-arms. We got a rare character here, a provincial. Oh, Pit Gladiator. That's a barbarian. So, Dave, we were talking about that last time. We were looking at all the stats of the different characters. So, a provincial Pit Gladiator, that will become a barbarian. We know that we don't have very many barbarians. There were like 6 of all the characters that spawned. There's like 6 or like 1% of all characters are barbarians. So that one is very rare. We'd like to be able to get a barbarian through here. Made of Meat, well-starred. Let's see. Made of Meat got a tarnished sexton just coming in. Anything uncommon, well-starred. Oh, a Sable Phoenix down here, a cornered burglar, is starless, a 1 HP burglar with a constitution of 4. That's how you ended up. That's how you end up with an HP of 1. This cornered burglar has. I'm sorry. I don't have this up. Now you probably hear it. I'm sorry. Yeah, now you probably hear music because I loaded it, but I didn't actually put the screen back up. I'm sorry. I was looking at all the characters and had the screen back up. A cornered burglar, this one right here, starless, con 4. Let's see. All right. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and let's go to the holding cell. It's the holding cell. If you want, you can buff people in the holding cell. If you're new here, our priority to draft a fight are super VIPs, if we have any, which we do not right now. That's at the Game Master's prerogative for special guests or something like that, or if I have to make a correction. VIPs that you can get through channel membership. If you super chat $2.99 above, you get a free VIP for your highest XP character in the tavern, which means they'll fight next. Or if you log into zornsdungeon.com, which is over here, zornsdungeon.com, we now have 67 players, 527 heroes spawned, 284 killed. You can log in. Google has still not approved this app, so you can go over to zornsdungeon.com, but you're going to have to say sign in with Google in order to connect this to your YouTube account, and then just click which YouTube account you are currently working with, say continue, and then you will log in. It'll say advanced. I may have logged into this already and didn't clear it, but when the warning comes up and says, hey, oh my God, Google has not yet approved this app, are you sure? Do you want to go back to safe? Just hit advanced, and then when you hit advanced, go to Zorn's Dungeon anyway, and then you should be connected to your characters, so you can do things like move them around individually. That's probably easier than the commands. You can take a look at their whole character sheet. You can read their life log and see exactly what's there. You can see their dog tag if you want to command them in the chat. And you can make them super VIPs, make them VIPs, not super VIPs, VIPs, because you get free iron coins. Say 7 iron coins to make a VIP. And also, you can rename your characters at level 1 or above. And if you want to change between male and female, you can do that. So that's all what zornsdungeon.com gets for you. So, and then if you were in the chat, so going down to draft priority, if you're new here, if you have spoken in the chat in the last hour, there's a bot who is watching that to check that out. So the draft will bias toward people who have actively chatted, been active in the chat in the last hour. And then after that, it will draft everybody else. So, all right, here we go. Let's do it. Oh, 15 likes. Okay, let me know. If we get to 20, the blessing of the fairy will come in. Okay, let's. Why don't I see draft party? There we go. Who's coming in? We have 2 minutes and 30 seconds to the first Bloodcage. So Mrs. Dave, no F's, a Tremulous Friar is in. Okay, Mrs. Dave, no F's, Tremulous Friar right here. Let me arrange my better right here. Arrange my chat, Mrs. Dave says. Okay, BGD, Lil CWA has a Wary City Guard in here. Sable Phoenix member for 37 months. Thank you, Sable. Has a raw halfling farmer in here. RPG Jin Exile has a fretful town watchman in here who has great odds of survival, 82%. PH has a provincial man-at-arms who is well-starred, meaning in the top 12% of ability scores in here. Daniel also has a well-starred character in here, top 12%, a shoddy torchbearer. The tabletop scholar has, I see that, Daniel, 69% chance of survival, yes. A tabletop scholar, a green gnome tinker, uncommon, made of meat, well-starred, 12%. Dave has a stiff gnome apprentice illusionist in here, which is uncommon. Sarah has a sun-bleached dwarf miner. DS Nospinor, a worn town militia. And Shellmel, who has already been through this Bloodcage before, is looking to get a second blood drop, and she has been doing very well, a second blood drop for Kenji. Okay, who has survived a Bloodcage on the 29th. So this looks pretty good. Oh, yeah, I mean, we see no red here. We might need to push it some more. We had 5 consecutive total party kills. But we have been changing things like this. Like Tabletop Scholar says, are gnomes special? Well, I mean, they are difficult to the gnome. See, this gnome is uncommon. So it does calculate all characters, all possible characters. So in order to be a demi-human, when you first roll your character, you have to roll a 1 on a d6. This is done behind the scenes. So if you roll a 1 on a d6, you get to be a demi-human, and then you roll randomly for dwarf, gnome, halfling, or elf. So by their nature, being demi-human is more rare, right? So uncommon right here. And then there are different ranks of different demi-humans because you have different professions, and the different professions give you different equipment or different spells or things like that. And I do really want to be able to put that out on the Hacked Edge site, but that's not up and running right now. So you actually be able to look at exactly how characters respond, because you can spawn this on the tabletop. Like the goal is that, hey, if you want to play a Bloodcage on the tabletop, then through the Hacked Edge and Zorn's Dungeon, eventually I want to have all the rules out there so you can. All right, it is time now. Party drafted. Let's go to the Bloodcage. Let's see. With all of our changes, it might be the PCs might walk over the Bloodcage. We're going to see. All right, so let's open the cage. All right, so we have, this is a strong party right here. We're facing 16 monsters, though. We're facing 16 monsters and 2 white apes. 2 white apes in the back right there. 3 goblins. They have medium armor. We've got a slimeling in the back, and he's slow. Slimelings probably need to start a bit further up because they've only got 1. They only move 3. They're slow. We have greater differentiation between all of the monsters now. And in fact, the kobolds are ranged attacks, so they probably need to back up. So there's stuff I want to do here with the spawning of the monsters and the drafting and placement. But all right, so 16 monsters. We got what we got. We're live. Death is permanent. So here we go. Let's look at the front line. Daniel, front line, shoddy torchbearer. Kenji, this is a fighter right there. Fretful town watchman. RPG Jin Exile, and then a sun-bleached dwarf miner, Sarah, who has been through this before, also sets a level 1 character with a blood drop right there. Very, very solid front line. Second line, a wary city guard, BGD, then provincial man-at-arms, PH, DS Nospidor, town militia, lots of fighters. That's almost 2, or fighter types or fighter subtypes. That's almost 2 rows of fighters. That's why we have such a great chance of survival right here. Made of meat, a warped mountebank. That is a bandit, or a thief right there. In the back line, Sable Phoenix's raw halfling farmer, a green gnome tinker, tabletop scholar, tremulous friar, Mrs. Dave, and then also on the back line, Dave, a stiff gnome apprentice illusionist looking for a second blood drop to get through this. They're not always. There's a random draw. Daniel asks, why are the cages filled with 16 monsters now instead of 14? There is a random draw. So sometimes, this is, I think, as it's currently set, this is the most number of monsters that you can face. So you don't always know what's coming. I don't want it to be, it's not always the same thing. But I have some other ideas for like custom designed blood cages. All right, let's go into this. Let's run. All right, so Kobold Crawler number 2 is first shooting at Kenji. Okay, 1 point of damage, a minor piercing wound. Kobold Dart. Okay. Kobold moves up. Okay. Goblin number 1 moves toward the Fretful Town Watchman. Yes. Well, we don't. Sable's asking, does the ape count as one monster or two? The ape does swing twice. So right now, I believe. I think he's only counting as one monster right now. I think Goblin Runt comes up to Kenji, 1 point of, or not 1 point of damage because her shield splinters and wait, what happened right here? I saw a shield going up. I was looking at the comments. White Ape number 2 comes up and throws a rock at a Fretful Town Watchman, RPG Gen Exile, 3 points of damage, some taken to stamina and 1 taken to HP. A Shoddy Torchbearer is coming up on Daniel. Oh no, Daniel is coming up on the Goblin Runt. A Splintered Shield after only 1 point of damage. Okay. I was looking away when it came up. So Runt dropped. Okay, 12 PCs to 15 monsters. Now White Ape is like, hey, what's going on with the Shorty Torchbearer? Not the Shorty Torchbearer, the Shoddy Torchbearer. He's taking a rock. A Shoddy Torchbearer absorbs the impact of 1 point of damage, a minor bludgeoning wound. Okay, Ratkin Mongrel 3 comes up to the Torchbearer as well, slashing at him, pierced for 1 point of damage. So he only had 3 health points to begin with. Now he is down to 1. So he's still up, but has 1 point left. Sable Phoenix, the raw halfling farmer, comes in, hits 3 points of damage on the goblin. Classic matchup. A raw halfling farmer comes up on the goblin and kills him. So good job, halfling. Now standing there with that White Ape. No, Mrs. Dave comes up to take care of a Kobold Crawler. Can't get to that White Ape. 3 point moderate bludgeoning wound. The Kobold Crawler has dropped. Kobold Crawler number 1, looking at Mrs. Dave, throws the dart. Tremulous Friar takes 4 points of damage, 1 turned aside from stamina, 3 taken as energy. As injury, not energy, injury. Okay, Gremlin number 3 is moving toward the Shoddy Torchbearer in the flank. Might have... Oh, no! The shield turns the Gremlin's attack. 1 of 2 durability remaining. Wasn't that what we were talking about? So there the shield takes... If you want to see who actually has shields, look at the icons on the map. Gremlin is punctured for 1 point of damage, a minor piercing wound, a provincial man-at-arms. That is PH Arbex takes out Gremlin number 3. Yeah, he has a shield. I can see the shield right here. See that the shield, that's actually telling you who's got a shield or who's got a helmet right there. This guy's got a helmet. The Fretful Town Watchman comes up to Kobold Crawler, hits him for 3 points of damage. The Kobold Crawler goes limp, and he is finished. A Stiff Gnome Apprentice moves toward Kobold Crawler. Okay, Stiff Gnome Apprentice goes for Poison Spray at Kobold Crawler. Only 1 point of damage. I mean, it's hard to poison a kobold, I guess. So the Stiff Gnome Apprentice hits 1 point of damage on the kobold. 12 VCs to 11 monsters. We've got the Ratkin Mongrel now coming up to RPG Gen Exile. 2 points of damage. He collapses out cold, but still breathing. A Fretful Town Watchman collapses. He is on the floor. It is now up to the rest of the heroes as to whether or not he gets out. Sarah with the Sun-Bleached Dwarf Miner, level 1, 6 points of damage to the Kobold Crawler. Dwarves are known for, like, hitting hard here. So the Kobold drops dead, blood pools beneath. Still have 11 PCs up, 1 on the floor. The Warped Mountebank wants the White Ape, but isn't going to be able to get there. Retargets to Ratkin Mongrel.
delivers 2 points of damage. Ratkin Mongrel drops. Okay, Green Gnome Tinker, Tabletop Scholar, coming up to still want some White Ape. Is he going to be able to do something from there? No, okay, Green Gnome. The Gnome is like, let's get in this ape's face. The Gnome comes in, underdog up to this ape, sets upon him for 2 points of damage with the Gnome. Yeah, the Gnome Tinker. So, okay, he got in action that time. Boy, did he get in action. I was just talking about that. The Gnome Tinker comes up. He's got a mace, whacks him. Goblin number 2 comes up to the Gnome Tinker, 3 points of damage, a moderate piercing wound. 11 PCs to 9 monsters. PCs still doing very well. Slimeling comes up. You'll notice that the White Apes don't throw 2 rocks. So when they choose to throw, they don't do 2 points of damage, or 2 attacks. Ratkin Mongrel comes up to the Warped Mountebank made of meat. The Warped Mountebank crumbles and is done. Zorn readies the archers. Okay, let's see what happens. Hey, if you're here, do hit bang spawn. You can bang spawn at any time. There's a 30-second global cooldown. But if you're dying or you want a new character, hit bang spawn. Type bang spawn, 30-second global cooldown. It'll throw the character in the tavern next draft. Gremlin, critical hit, 5 points of damage to the Shoddy Torchbearer. He drops. The Shoddy Torchbearer drops. No last words. Sorry about that, Daniel. That was quite a hit from a Gremlin. Now, Gremlin number 2 coming up to PH Arbex's Provincial Man-at-Arms. Oh, takes the impact on stamina, only 1 hit, so no injury right there. The Kenji Shellmel comes up, 7 points of damage to the ape, minor piercing wound. Okay, so took out the ape. Nice job. Shellmel has been doing a lot. Hey, Charlie. Welcome. Good to see you. Arrow Storm coming in. Only 2 arrows. 2 arrows. Didn't somebody say that it was awfully insulting when Zorn only chooses to shoot 2 arrows? Goblin archers atop. Oh, and the goblin, the gnome apprentice illusionist sidesteps. There's no damage there anyway. Sable's taking an arrow there, rolling with the impact, takes it on stamina, no damage. Still 5 points of damage, or 5 hit points up there. So not a big arrow storm. Still plenty of fighting to do. Town Militia comes up on the Mongrel, gores it for 3 points of damage, and it drops. The Ratkin Mongrel hits the stone and doesn't rise. Nine PCs to 7 monsters. Oh, we've got a Goblin here who wants Kenji coming up. 2 points of damage to Shellmel there, 4 out of 7. Wary City Guard looking at ape number 2, but he's going to... Oh, no, he's able to get there. Attacks, 4 points of damage to White Ape. Round number 2. All of that was round number 1. Lots of fighting right there. Tremulous Friar weaves resistance around the gnome who, might be about to die. Okay, so he gives him a buff. That will buff his death save if he ends up dying. Wary City Guard takes 1 point of damage. Only 1 point of damage from attack number 1 from the White Ape, and then 2 points of damage from the White Ape. So 2 points of damage there. Zorn signals to ready the portcullis. Goblins are standing by the crank, so we might have to fight something coming in. Ratkin Mongrel targets a Wary City Guard. Ratkin Mongrel lunges at 3 points of damage to BGD's Wary City Guard. In the flank, he drops. You can see the glow around the gnome to let you know that he has the resistance on. Goblin number 3 coming up to Shellmel. Only 1 point of damage to Shellmel. Provincial Man-at-Arms. PH coming down to Gremlin number 2. Goring him for 4 points of damage, more than enough to take out the lowly Gremlin. The Gremlin lets out a final snarl and falls. PH cutting him up. All right, 8 PCs to 6 monsters. Slimeling now comes up, also wants some Shellmel. 2 points of damage, a minor bludgeoning wound. The pseudopods leave Shellmel at only 1 point of damage remaining. Hey, Nequid, welcome. Hey, if you haven't bang spawned, hit bang spawn, Nequid, Nequid. Quidn. Hit bang spawn, and you'll put a character in the tavern to play next round. Exclamation point spawn. At 18 likes and hit the channel. At 20 likes, we get the blessing of the fairy. Sable Phoenix taking out Ratkin Mongrel. Takes out Ratkin Mongrel with a final thud. We've got 8 PCs up to 4 monsters, 1 PC laying on the floor. Oh, you got one? Okay, fantastic. Hit another one. Go ahead and do it again. Get more than one. White Ape goes down to 1. Oh, the portcullis opens. We have a Ratkin Gore Strider and a Ratkin Gore Child coming in. Ratkin Gore Strider moves into Sarah. 2 points of damage, so that's fine for the dwarf. 6 out of 7. The dwarf is still doing pretty well. Now the Ratkin Gore Child comes down to the gnome, lashes out. Only 1 point of damage, a minor slashing wound. Okay, so 8 PCs to 6 monsters. It's goblin time. Looking at the gnome here, the gnome tinker, 3 points of damage. Oh, the gnome drops. Sorry, tabletop scholar. The green gnome tinker has dropped. The green gnome tinker is cut down instantly. Okay, 7 PCs to 6 monsters. The gnome apprentice, this is Dave, goes for some poison spray right in the Ratkin's face. Poison spray is now one that can be cast at melee range. So he does that exactly what he was supposed to do, turns around and decides to just poison that guy. Last stand, Kenji is still fighting, coming up to Slimeling. Oh, if a Slimeling has vitals, 15 points of damage. If a Slimeling has vitals, which I guess Kenji just proved that they do, she takes down the Slimeling. Whoa, slime all over the place. The Slimeling sack has been opened and oozes everywhere. Goblin number 3, 4 points of damage. Oh, but then the goblin comes up and runs Kenji through with a spear. That was heroic, Kenji. Oh, for 15 points of damage. I'm sure she's on the leaderboard for that. 15 points of damage. Kenji, Shellmel. We'll look at the leaderboard after this. F in the chat for Kenji. F in the chat. Lost a level 1 character right there. Okay, Tremulous Friar weaves resistance around Sable Phoenix. Tremulous Friar wants some White Ape. Wait, oh, nope, I'm sorry. Critical hit. Oh, White Ape comes in on critical hit on DS Nospinor, but hits him on the helmet. The helmet shatters. Oh, then comes in again on the flank. 5 points of damage. Oh, but he did absorb 2 points, 2 attacks there. He's still doing slashing damage. I didn't get a chance to change him to his fist for bludgeoning, but same effect. Oh, and now the ape is wounded and starts to run back. Okay, so 5 PCs to 5 monsters. Gore Strider now coming back up to Dwarf. Takes 3 points of damage. Sarah is now at 3 of 7. We've got a fight on our hands. 5 PCs to 5 monsters. Ratkin Gorechild comes up to the Gnome Apprentice. Only 1 point of damage. Only 1 point of damage. So Dave is still up fighting with this gnome. Sarah now coming in. Wants some Gore Strider. Wants to attack here. Reeling from 9 points of damage. A grievous piercing wound. Sarah's Sun-Bleached Dwarf Miner puts the Gore Strider down. That's exactly what we need. And fell-handed. He's killed 3 in a row. The dwarf, Sarah's dwarf, is doing exactly what that dwarf needs to be doing. Goblin number 2 attacks the Sun-Bleached Dwarf Miner. 4 points of damage, a moderate piercing wound. Oh, so these goblins, then they run up behind you and stick you with a spear. Took out Kenji and then also Sarah here. She has definitely done some work in here. So we are now 4 PCs to 4 monsters. Okay, Gnome is now looking at the Gore Child. Only 1 point of damage to the Ratkin Gore Child. 4 to 4, 1 PC laying on the floor. Let's see. The Halfling Farmer, Sable, is now coming up. Oh, Sable does it. Sable comes up to the Ratkin Gore Child. 4 points of damage, expires on the cold stone floor. Fell-handed. Sable's raw Halfling Farmer. It's about time. It's about time. We got to get him out of here. But it's about time. Provincial Man-at-Arms comes into Goblin number 2, a fell-handed Halfling. That's right, Sable. Goblin is punctured for 1 point of damage. We got 4 PCs up to 3 monsters, and that's it. Zorn calls the fight. After 3 fights, everybody did it. Zorn calls the fight. Zorn spares the worthy. The horde is called off, outnumbered yet standing. Congratulations, everybody. You did 3 rounds in the Bloodcage. We had 4 PCs get out. There were only 3 monsters left, and Zorn calls it. Okay, let's go to the winch room. Zorn calls the fight. Excellent, everybody. We're winching everybody up. So what happened right here? Yeah, okay. So RPG Gen Exile got out, got his blood drop, incapacitated on the floor. Kenji was dead. Sarah's dwarf was dead. BGD dead. Davinoff got a stiff gnome apprentice illusionist. Got 2 blood drops now. So he's out alive. Tabletop Scholar dead. Mrs. Dave, you got out. A Tremulous Friar, you got out. Excellent. Sable Phoenix, a raw halfling farmer. Congratulations, Sable, for getting out. Got a blood drop right there. And then PH, a provincial man-at-arms, got out. The others are dead. Let's deploy the Goblin Medics. That'll be particularly important if there are level 1 characters who are still here. The Goblin Medics are trying to cure every individual wound. If you're new here, we don't track HP through a single pool. All HP, all hits are tracked by individual wounds. The goblins, they're doing critical care, and this is outside of combat time, so that makes more sense. Sable says this was intense. So that was an intense fight. That was a good fight. And you made it to 3 rounds with 3 characters, and so Zorn called it. So we got it. Let's go to promotions. Who gets a promotion? So the fairy comes in. The Fretful Town Watchman goes to level 1. So he gets that is a fighter right there. RPG Gen Exile, you got a level 1 fighter. Provincial Man-at-Arms, PH Arbex, you got a level 1 knight out of that. Let's see. Mrs. Dave, you don't like the healing sound effect, say? Cleric, Mrs. Dave, so you now have a level 1 cleric. Congratulations, you got out, level 1 cleric. Raw halfling farmer, Sable, so now you have a level 1 halfling. Good job. So the level 1 halfling is in here. And then let's sort and dismiss. So I did deliberately change it, by the way. Or I didn't change it, but I kept it the way it is. I have been going back and forth as to whether or not it's possible that you needed to go through more than 1 Bloodcage in order to achieve level 1 as a level 0 character. I'd been going back and forth on that. The entire way that it has been played since we have started this game, and we're here on like level episode 13 or whatever, if you survived a Bloodcage, then you got to level 1. If you're a level 0 character and you entered the Bloodcage, then leaving the Bloodcage would go to level 1. I've decided to keep it that way. So I kind of solidified that. I've been playing around with the XP. At the moment, all level 0 characters begin at negative 10 XP. And that's across the board. I did not choose to make it more difficult for some, like the elf or something like that. If you're a level 0 character, you start at negative 10 XP. As soon as you get 10 XP or more, you go to level 1, which basically any Bloodcage will do for you. So that's the rule. All right, infirmary. We got lots of people in the infirmary. Healing is in real time. The only free healing that we've got in the game is the fairy. When you go from level 0 to level 1, you'll have a fully loaded out level 1 character as far as your spells and your health points go. But once you get to level 1, you got to heal. So we got an Ernest City Guard. But the thing about the wounds, the good thing about the healing is that your wounds heal in parallel. So really, you're looking at the massive wound. Oh, like Brother Lester right here has taken a 6-point major piercing wound. It's going to take him still 14 more days to recover. Remember, this game is calibrated around 6 points of damage being enough to kill the normal man. And so Brother Lester here has taken a major piercing wound. I guess that's to the gut or something. And so the goblins are trying to pick him up. So you'd rather take multiple smaller wounds. You'll heal faster than if you take 1 gigantic wound. So Wilhelm right here Wilhelm still has 14 days. But once you get back to full health, you're discharged to the stable. The stable, this is the place, this is your safe space. So if you make it through the Bloodcage, you come to the stable. So these are all the characters. We have 152 characters who have made it through the Bloodcage and are now sitting in the stable. Remember, you can bring characters who are in the stable are not eligible to fight in the next Bloodcage. You must be in the tavern in order to fight in the Bloodcage. This is your safe resting space. You can hit bangs. You can hit bang T all, bang T space all, and then all of your characters will move from the stable to the tavern if you want them to fight again. Okay. So if you want to move them over, you can move them over individually. You can move them over on the website as well. But if you just want to do it on the YouTube chat, hit bang T space all, and your characters who are level 1 and sitting in the stable will head back around to the tavern to fight again. Leaderboard. Let's go over here. Biggest hit. Trin Steelhelm has 20. Has hit something for 20. That is still our leader as far as biggest hit. Didn't we have like 15? Oh, we've had some 15s. Kenji. Oh, yeah. Kenji came in today and with a dagger took out that. Oh, did 15 points of damage with a dagger to that Slimeling. That's enough to earn her number 5 on our biggest hit right here. Right, exactly. PH says, I think that getting to level 1 after 1 Bloodcage is okay. Because this is kind of our version of the funnel. That's exactly what this is. Let's see. Most XP. Yeah, we're not getting out ahead of Ariste right now. Blood drops. You get 1 blood drop for every cage that you've been through. Boars has 4. Ariste has 4, but perished. So we only have 1 living character who's been through 4 blood cages. Renee, there's Sable. Renee's up there at number 3. Lots of characters who have been through 3, though. Anything else to check? I don't know. Most kills total. Boars has 9. Need more kills. Okay, well then, and then if you want to check the graveyard, you can do this on the website as well. This is the complete record. 294 people have died. There are 294 souls in the graveyard. Let's go back around to the tavern. Remember, you have to be in the tavern in order to be eligible for draft. Okay, so Lil is trying. I see BGD is trying to stable somebody. Let me check on that. Lil CWA. Here are all of your characters. You're looking for an XAQY. Yeah, there's not an XAQY in the tavern. They might be in the stable, but there's not in the tavern right now. So they must have already been moved. Let's see. Oh, Nequid right here just spawned a parched poacher. Uncommon character. Sable Phoenix now has a witless man-at-arms. Look at that Starborn right there. Sable Phoenix has a character, a witless man-at-arms who just spawned, who has a strength of 18 and a charisma of 16. So that's, and 5 HP. So very nice. Remember, in this game, when you create your character, you're never going to have a fighter that's 1 hit point. The number of hit points or health points in this game determinative of your profession, which is your pre-class. So high HP will get you fighter types. Low HP will get you thieves and magic user types. No such thing as a 1 hit point fighter in this game. All right, let's go over to draft. I don't think we have any we don't have any super VIPs. I didn't see any VIPs right here. Let me check one thing real quick. Okay, and no members. I just want to check members right now. Hey, how many, before I draft, how many likes do we have? How many likes do we have? We need to check that. How many likes do we have? How many? I'm going to check on my end. We got, I need to refresh. I'm going to check on. See if we need the fairy's blessing. 19. We only have 9. Can we get one more like? Is there anybody here who has not liked the stream yet? Can we get to 20? Hit 20. Okay, so we just hit 20. Can we get to 20? Hit 20. I see 19 on my side. I see 19. Does somebody see 20? Can we hit 20 and we'll give the blessing of the fairy to come in? Come on. I'm refreshing the live feed. Anybody watching who has not liked it? Let's see. Oh, only 19. Okay, so we're gonna go without the blessing of the fairy. I only see 19. Let me know if you see something different, but I see 19. So maybe next round. Okay, next round. Let's go to the holding cell. Let's draft the party. That would be great to be able to get the blessing of the fairy tonight. So please, we need one more like in order to get the blessing of the fairy. Okay, so who is in here? 2 minutes and 30 seconds until the next party. If you want to bless anybody, it's $1.99 in order to get throw in the super chat until the end of 2 minutes and 10 seconds, and you'll get +2 bonus temporary hit points to go in with. So BGD, an exhausted acolyte coming in. The tabletop scholar is uncommon and ill-starred. That's tabletop scholar, the haggard poacher. Mrs. Dave comes in. She has come back around because you get the blessing or the fairy free heal from the level 0 to level 1 characters. Mrs. Dave wants a second blood drop, so coming in with the tremulous friar, we see Mrs. Dave has got that. Okay, Neckwood, here we go, right here. A winded bandit, well-starred, so top 12% of all ability scores comes in. Hey, Pacific Northwest Trek, welcome, good to see you, great to have you here. Hit bang spawn, exclamation point spawn to create a character. Bang spawn to create a character, and you'll be able to get in on the next fight. Let's see, Daniel has a defeated gnome tinker. Oh, well, that's not good. Daniel has a defeated gnome tinker right here. Going in, uncommon. That's not a good thing. Oh, Sable Phoenix has bad... I'm sorry, Sable. Sable has poor odds right here about getting through here. Sable Phoenix has a Grim Smuggler, 28% chance of getting out alive. Dave has a misguided gnome apprentice illusionist who is starborn and uncommon. So this misguided gnome has a lot of... is in the top 2% of all ability scores, and also an uncommon character, only generates within... about 1 in every 70 to 184 spawns. Maid of Meat has a fretful blacksmith's apprentice in here. Keith Crow has a warped dwarf armorer's apprentice. Tomocrat has an eager antiquarian's assistant. Shellmel, oh my god, Shellmel's going in with a 3 blood drop character, looking for a 4th blood drop. Survived a blood cage. Sir Ryder Holt, 33% chance of survival. Only a 33% chance of survival, but that's who we're going to be cheering for right here. Can we get Shellmel to 4 blood drops? Stray has a penniless dwarf miner. Okay, so I can't, we've already drafted, so I can't hit 20 right now, so I've got to do that the next round. So I think I was already in the draft when we hit Fairy. We got to be in the tavern. We got to do that before I go to the holding cell. So, Fairy Blessing, don't let me forget, after this blood cage, going to the tavern. Okay, blood cage. Here we go. Oh, did Sable make it in? Yeah, oh yes. Okay, Sable made it in. Sable put in a $2 super chat. Thank you so much, Sable. Sable threw in a $2 super chat and specifically made a gift to Shellmel. Sir Ryder Holt did the $2 super chat and entered the dog tag. That's what happened right here. K29R, which is the dog tag of Shellmel, and that gave Shellmel a temporary hit point, 2 temporary hit points. So got that right at the buzzer in. So thank you very much, Sable, and I'm sure if Shellmel were here, she would also thank you. Okay, now it's time. No more buffing. We are going into the blood cage. We are opening the cage right now. Let's see. What are we fighting here? 14 monsters this time. 14 monsters. One white ape here. One white ape. So where are we? Okay, a fretful blacksmith's apprentice, Maid of Meat, front line. Sir Ryder Holt, Shellmel, front line. So there she is, right there. Okay, penniless dwarf Stray, right there, front line. A warped dwarf armorer's apprentice, Keith Crow, front line. 2 dwarves on the front line, anchoring I guess that's the right flank. Back line, we're a little bit squishy here. If you're watching, do hit bang spawn. You'll generate a character. It'll put him in the tavern for next round. Bang spawn is still active. You can bang spawn at any time. There's a 30-second global cooldown, but it's active anytime the stream is on. A Grim Smuggler, Sable Phoenix, right there, second row. Winded Bandit, that's Neckwood, right there, second row. Haggard Poacher, Tabletop Scholar, second row. An Exhausted Acolyte, BGD, second row. Gnome Illusionist, Dave, third row. Tremulous Friar, Mrs. Dave, right there, back row, third row. Defeated Gnome Tinker, That just does not sound, this is very foreboding right there. Daniel, back row, an eager antiquarian's assistant, Tomocrat, back row. All right, we're a little bit squishier this time, but that's still a very solid front row. A very, very solid front row. We're not lapping fighter types into the second row, though. But this is a very stiff front row. Okay, let's go. Let's see what happens. Where's my water? Okay, so Goblin's going to come up first, looking at Stray. No way the Goblin's going to get there. Moving forward, so he just advances. A winged bandit. Okay, so now Neckwood comes up and says, I want some Goblin right here. Goblin reels from 2 points of damage, a minor bludgeoning wound that crushes home. Okay. Goblin coming up as well says, hey, what are you doing to my friend there, Neckwood? But is not going to be able to reach you this round, but comes up. So the Goblins are putting themselves out front here. They do have light armor on, though. The Haggard Poacher comes in. Hits 2 points of damage on Goblin number 1. Oh my god. Thank you. Kobold Crawler number 3 hits Penniless Dwarf Minor. It's Stray, 3 points of damage. Stray is now at 4 of 7. Thank you, Sable, for the reminder there. I wouldn't have seen it otherwise. Tremulous Friar, Mrs. Dave, comes up toward Goblin number 1. Wants some Goblin. Already has taken a 2-point minor piercing wound. Oh, 5 points of damage, a major bludgeoning wound. Clubs that with her mace. Drops it to -4 hit points, dead. 12 PCs to 13 monsters now. Cave Imp now coming up. What's Cave Imp going to be able to do? Is Cave Imp going to be able to do anything? No, Cave Imp is not able to retarget there. White Ape moves toward Winded Bandit. Uh-oh. Neckwood, he's going to throw a rock at you. He's going to throw a stone at Neckwood. Pummeled only 1 point of damage, a minor bludgeoning wound that leaves its mark. Kobold Crawler number 2, looking at Mrs. Dave, throws the dart. Oh, a critical hit. The weak point of the Friar is exposed. 6 points of damage. 1 turned aside from stamina, but 5, that is enough. I am sorry, Mrs. Dave. The Tremulous Friar going for a second blood drop does not get it. Oh, I'm sorry. So, I'm sorry. Mrs. Dave, that was the first, for Mrs. Dave, this is her first time playing. F in the chat for Mrs. Dave. Thank you, Mrs. Dave. Bang spawn again. Bang spawn again. Come in. All right. Let's see. All right. Now, where are we going? Kobold Crawler number 2 comes up. Wait, what's going on here? Okay, so Gnome Tinker. No, Daniel's Gnome Tinker comes up, intercepted by Kobold Crawler. Reels from 3 points of damage. That is enough to drop the Kobold Crawler right there. The Kobold Crawler lets out a final snarl and falls. Okay, Penniless Dwarf Minor. This is Stray trying to get to Ape. I mean, there's no way to get to Ape, though. But coming around to Goblin Runt instead, says, I want some Goblin. No problem for that dwarf. Mashes the Goblin Runt to pieces. -3 hit points. Yes, expired and mashed on the stone floor. Ratkin Mongrel. Oh, probably looking at this dwarf. Like, what did you just do here? Ratkin Mongrel now coming up to Stray. Oh, a critical strike right to the chest. 6 points of damage. So the Ratkin Mongrel, like, gnawed open his chest. A Penniless Dwarf Minor. Stray, uncommon. You have fallen. I am sorry. Well, another one of Stray's, like, massive clan of dwarves that he's been able to roll. He's got so many dwarves. I don't know how he's been able to roll all of those. Okay, Keith Crow, dwarf, comes up to Kobold Crawler. 8 points of damage. 8 points of damage. A tremendous bludgeoning wound. Smashes Kobold Crawler number 2. Okay, smashes him open. Okay, 10 PCs to 10 monsters. We're 10 to 10. Made of Meat wants some White Ape. Wants some White Ape. Can get up in there, attacking diagonally. A devastating strike. Whoa, reels from 7 points of damage. A tremendous bludgeoning wound that rocks the body. That does. That rocks that body now. Okay, so he is the White Ape. That was a tremendous wound. Nice job. Nice job. We got a goblin in the back moving up. Let's see. Is he going to be able to get to anybody? Yes, he is. Oh, he wants... Who does he want? He wants Made of Meat in the flank. The fretful blacksmith's apprentice Made of Meat's being attacked in the flank. Struck for 4 points of damage, a moderate piercing wound. These goblins will stab you. These goblins will stab you. Made of Meat, a fretful blacksmith's apprentice, has dropped. Zorn holds the archers. Okay, so no archers this round. No archers. Zorn's like, let's just watch and see what happens. Okay, Sir Ryder Holt is getting into action. This is Shellmel's character. 5 points of damage, being the 3 blood drop knight that he is right there. He might be a fighter, I'm not sure, but it's Sir Ryder Holt, so it seems like he must have been knighted. So, drops him right there. Here comes the Exhausted Acolyte casting, this is BGD, casting a Sacred Flame on Goblin number 3. 4 points of damage to Goblin number 3, drops it. Death claims the Goblin. Nice job, BGD. I don't think we've seen the spellcasters jump out front. Yeah, they're still sitting in the back. Grim Smuggler wants some goblin. This is Sable Phoenix. Critical strike. No mercy. Oh, a 2-point critical strike. Hey, if you're a smuggler, maybe that's all you can do. But that's plenty. That's plenty. That is plenty to take down the goblin. Already hit a 2-point minor bludgeoning wound. Steps up and stabs it through the throat. Okay, now the misguided gnome apprentice, that's his Dave, wants to get to some White Ape. Is he going to be able to do it? Yes. He is. The underdog coming up to this ape casts poison spray. Good job, gnome. Poisons the ape to death. Okay, the White Ape's legs buckle. It is over. It is 9 PCs to 6 monsters. 9 PCs to 6. Gremlin coming up to Shellmel. 3 points of damage. 2 are turned aside. Only 1 taken as injury. The temporary hit points pay off. Thank you, Sable. Slimeling, number 1, now coming up to Dave into the Gnome Apprentice Illusionist, takes 3 points of damage. That's 2 injury points right there. An eager antiquarian's assistant, Tomocrat, hasn't moved yet, coming up to Cave Imp. Is he going to cast? Yes, he's going to cast Acid Splash at the Cave Imp. Cave Imp hits 3 points of damage, a moderate acid wound. The Cave Imp goes down permanently. Nice job, Tomocrat. 9 PCs. Oh, but we got the portcullis coming by. The goblins are standing by the crank. 9 PCs to 5 monsters. We got a goblin right here. Can the goblin get up and get some, or is he too far away? No, it looks like he can get up there. Is he going to be able to attack? No, yes, he is. The goblin attacks Sir Ryder Holt, coming in on the flank. 2 points of damage, a minor piercing wound. Okay, phew. Ryder is still up. We've got to get Shellmel's character out of here. Slimeling now. Oh, the Slimeling is also coming up to Ryder right here. Pummeled with 2 points of damage, a minor bludgeoning wound. We're down to 2 points of damage. 2 health points. That's round 2. All that happened in round 1, people. Sable Phoenix now wants some Gremlin, Goblin number 2, rather. Is he going to be able to get around to it? No, not going to be able to do it. We got a battle line going on up front, not able to get there. Winded Bandit, this is Neckwood, comes up, hammers this Slimeling for 4 points of damage. That bludgeoning wound, exactly what you're supposed to do. Bludgeoning the Slimeling right there. The Slimeling collapses dead. Nope, then Winded Bandit runs. Okay. A Warped Armorer's Apprentice comes up, coming into Goblin number 2, coming into the flank of this Gremlin. Oh, come on, hit him, Keith Crow. 8 points of damage. There you go. 8 points of damage. The Gremlin's head shatters. I mean, we got Gremlin brains all over the Bloodcage now. That's a dead Gremlin. Okay, Misguided Gnome's Apprentice. This is Dave. Looking at Goblin number 2, he's casting poison spray at this goblin. A critical hit with some poison spray. 6 points of damage to the goblin. A major poison wound. Okay, so Goblin number 2 drops. Nice job. Oh, the portcullis opens. A Ratkin abomination with 2 Ratkin gore children are coming in. Now we are 9 PCs to 5. Ratkin abomination takes a slash. Oh, at 4 points at Ryder Holt. She drops. She drops. I am sorry. Oh, major F in the chat right there. Major F in the chat. Sir Ryder Holt, Shellmel has fallen. Ratkin Ratkin Gorechild now coming up and wants some dwarf. 3 points of damage to Keith Crow's dwarf. Let's see. Ratkin Gorechild coming into Sable. 5 points of damage. Oh, but Sable is still alive. Not dead yet. Laying on the floor. If we can win the cage, then the KO'd characters, the incapacitated ones, will get out alive. Let's see. Haggard Poacher comes up on Ratkin Gorechild's flank. Hits the flank. 2 points of damage to the Ratkin Gorechild, a minor piercing wound. Tomocrat, Eager Antiquarian's assistant, looks at the Ratkin Abomination, is casting Acid Splash into his flank. 2 points of damage, a minor acid wound. And then backs up. We got the spellcasters huddled in the corner there. So the gnome Tinker then strikes from behind the Gorechild. And only 2 points of damage. The Gorechild is still left up with 1. Okay, 7 PCs to 5 monsters. Oh, and the gnome also backs up. Okay, Slimeling now looking at Neckwood, coming down, slammed for 2 points of damage. The Winded Bandit fades into the darkness but refuses to die. Oh, so he's still alive, collapsed on the floor. So we got to get Neckwood out. This is his first game. I'm assuming him. This is Neckwood's first game. We got to win this to get them both out. Ratkin Mongrel strikes from behind. The Keith Crows. Oh, a critical hit, 5 points of damage. A Warped Dwarf Armorer's Apprentice drops. A Warped Dwarf Armorer's Apprentice goes limp. The body breathes. Hope remains. Okay. We got 3 characters laying on the floor. 3 characters laying on the floor. It's 5 to 5. BGD, Lil CWA, his acolyte, is casting, I believe, that Sacred Flame into the rear of the Ratkin Gorechild. 1 point of damage, but that is enough. A 1-point minor radiant wound. That drops Ratkin Gorestrider. Round number 3. Round 3. Ratkin Mongrel now coming in on Dave's Misguided Gnome Illusionist Apprentice. Struck for 1 point of damage, so Dave is still up. 1 point of damage, 5 PCs to 4 5 standing PCs to 4 standing monsters. Let's see. I'm getting that we've got we got 21 likes. That's a record for a Zorn's Dungeon live stream. So Dave takes out Ratkin Mongrel, the Misguided Gnome Apprentice, fell-handed. So the gnome's doing what he can do. Fell-handed gnome right there. Okay, a defeated gnome Tinker is wanting some Abomination, the underdog right here, coming up at the Ratkin Abomination. Only 1 point of damage, but hey, the defeated gnome Tinker is doing what he can do, coming up and getting in the Ratkin Mongrel's face. The Haggard Poacher now wants to get at some Ratkin Mongrel, shoots from the back, 2 points of damage, a minor piercing wound that punctures through. Also doing what he can do with ranged weapons. Okay, Eager Antiquarian's assistant moves toward the Abomination. Everybody's on the Abomination right now. Coming in on the flank, 3 points of damage, still up. 5 PCs to 3 monsters coming in. Ratkin Gorechild coming into the Apprentice Illusionist, 3 points of damage. Dave's Misguided. Oh, but it's, again, he passes his death save, so he is unconscious. No F for the Misguided Gnome Apprentice Illusionist if we can get him out. 4 PCs up to 3 monsters. So Ratkin Abomination now coming. Oh, a critical strike to Tomocrat's Antiquarian's assistant. 11 points of damage. Oh, a catastrophic slashing wound. That drops the Antiquarian's assistant in an instant right there. Oh, yes. Antiquarian assistants just can't deal with that. Just can't do that. So now a second attack. The Ratkin Abomination is coming in. The Tinker. Oh, a critical hit. The defeated Gnome Tinker is rocked by 10 points of damage. Ratkin Abomination on the loose. Ratkin Abomination on the loose. Drops the Gnome Tinker, and he's on a killing spree. He's killed 3 in a row. 2 PCs up to 3 monsters. Oh, that Ratkin Abomination is getting out of here. We've got an exhausted Acolyte, Lil W. Oh, he has no spells left. He's a cleric, though, coming in. 2 points of damage against the Ratkin Gorechild. Slimeling now. Slimeling looking at an exhausted Acolyte coming up into the flank. Oh, no, BGD in the flank. The Slimeling's coming up. Hammered for 4 points of damage. A moderate bludgeoning wound. You still have 1 more left. We're at the end. Zorn spares the worthy. That was 3 rounds. They went 3 rounds. You made it. Outnumbered yet standing. Zorn calls it off. Zorn says, mercy, we will spare the worthy. So you're able to get out. Whoa, that was intense. That was intense. So let's go to the winch room. There were lots of characters who got out because they fought them to the end of round 3, and Zorn spared the worthies. Let's turn the winch and see. So Keith's dwarf incapacitated. Dave's gnome apprentice illusionist incapacitated. Nequin, you did get out. Winded Bandit, incapacitated on the floor. We had 2 living. The Tabletop Scholars, Haggard Poacher, and Lil CWA, an exhausted Acolyte. Hey, didn't BGD say that, hey, I always die right before Zorn calls mercy? Well, not this time. Not this time. You survived it right there, BGD. Okay, so deploy the Goblin Medics. I don't think it will... well, no, it does. It matters totally for Dave right here. No help there. Hey, Mushroom Pumpkin. Good to see you. Hey, bang spawn some more Mushroom Pumpkin. Keith Crow. Okay. Need some help? Yeah, okay. He gets up a little bit. This is trying to bandage wounds. The goblins come up and try to bandage your wounds. They roll for every single one of the wounds. They're not great healers, but they do roll for every individual wound. And on a success, you get 1 point of damage back, which is our standard critical care rules. As long as you are able to get bandaged and receive critical care within 1 hour of the wound being inflicted, then someone with critical care can roll and try to restore 1 point per wound that you've suffered. So the goblin medics are standing by in the winch room to do that for you, because isn't Zorn such a nice guy? So he has his goblins ready for you. Zorn is our games master who is running the blood cages. This is his game for the delight of everyone who is watching. Let's go to promotions. So we should have some promotions here. So BGD, level 1 cleric. Level 1 cleric. Good job. PH is basically, let's see, I'll get in a moment. Okay, Nequin, thief. Level 1 thief, Nequin. Sable, Grim Smuggler. Thief, level 1. Tabletop Scholars, Haggard Poacher, level 1 thief. Warped Dwarf Apprentice, Keith Crow, Dwarf, level 1. Let's sort and dismiss. So I think that's possible. Where is PH? Where is that I just saw? Oh, right here. Oh, lots of stuff coming in. So PH asks, Heath, isn't it too strong? The enemies are also going after the stronger characters. Maybe. That's actually something I want to look at. So I agree. So that could be something to evaluate tonight. Looks like I'm going to be up to 2 o'clock in the morning again, working on stuff. So it could be. That's kind of one of the questions from this that has emerged. I agree. So we're going to look at that. So maybe I'll have something to report back on that tomorrow, because I get it. Zorn is a goblin, by the way. Zorn is a goblin magic user, and he runs this. This is a fortress in the mountains where the destitute and otherwise hopeless, like a bunch of level 0 characters, can come to basically the end of the world here in this fortress, and they can enter the Bloodcage to try to start life as an adventurer. So that's basically what you're doing here. You've come to the edge of the world, in this mountain range where in this mountainous area where Zorn has this fortress, this goblin mage, where he runs the blood cages and other things we'll get to later for the delight of whoever would like to look at the end of the world. So Flying Dominion asks, so it's 1 attempt per hit you received, not missing HP, right? That's correct. Well, yeah, when you say hit, I think you mean wound. That's the word that we're using here. So it's, yeah, anytime you're hit, you might have a 3-point wound or a 2-point wound or a 1-point wound. So the goblins are rolling for every wound. Critical care, which we took out of combat time yesterday, and that will be in adventuring time when we add in, or exploration time when we go into dungeons. There's still more development to be done. When we go into dungeons and you're not in combat, you'll be able to do critical care with your characters. And yes, as long as you roll a critical care attempt on a wound within 1 hour of the wound having been suffered, then you can roll against it, against your skill. And if you're successful, you restore 1 point of damage to that wound. So a 3-point wound becomes a 2-point wound, etc. Anything else I need to address? I can do that for you. We're being called out that BGD wants to stable level 1 character DMW6. DMW6. Or actually, let me see if I can. What, DMW6? Might have done it. Let's go to the stable. DMW6. Yes. Okay. So you got it. You got it. The Exhausted Acolyte BGD, that is stabled. So the cleric is stabled. Yeah, I need to make a video. Thank you. I need to make a video about exactly what Zorn's dungeon is, but that's it. So PH says, what about ground control mechanisms, natural formations, or other stuff that maybe enemies would use to get advantages? Not in all dungeons, but some. So yes, I know. Yes, I know. Maybe not in the Bloodcage. We're still sorting out some player and monster AI things, but yes, no, I think obstacles and things like that. Yes, yes, absolutely. So, Dave F in the chat. What is somebody probably has something for that? Like it. I don't know where it came from. It's just an internet live stream thing, which means to pay your respects, right? It's to pay your respects. Like if something bad happens, I mean, it's a little bit tongue in cheek, right? But if you're trying to pay your respects to something that for some reason F in the chat has become the slang for that. Leaderboard, graveyard, anything we need to do. We got people in the infirmary still trying to heal. We got like I can sort this by critical condition with the lowest HP. We can most severe trauma. Yeah. Oh, like see, the misguided gnome apprentice has taken 2-point minor bludgeoning, 1-point minor piercing, and a 3-point minor slashing. But because wounds heal in parallel, only 4 days to recovery. So doing pretty well right there. Highest level patient, Brother Lester. That's our highest patient. Okay, let's go around to the tavern. Okay, so let's refresh the tavern right here. And hey, let me see. So it could be a YouTube thing. You might hear an echo for just a second. Let me refresh this. If you want a character to receive the blessing, let me see. So it could be of the fairy. Oh yeah, I see 23. So now I see 23. Now I'm not. So I saw 19. Somebody else may have said 20 because it might not update across the YouTube servers or something like that. But right now I see 23 likes, which is a record for Zorn's Dungeon. Oh, is this only episode 12, not episode 13? I'll check on that. But this is so I see 23. So that's a record for Zorn's Dungeon. So let's get the blessing of the fairy in here. This is going to give everybody a temporary. Everybody in the tavern gets a temporary hit point. So here we go. There we go. All right. So if you're glowing blue now, you now have a temporary hit point. So see 24. Fantastic. Okay, fantastic. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Been working on. I see 17 people are watching, and we have 24 likes. So thank you, everybody. I mean, that's incredible. I've been working very hard on this, and a lot of people have been playtesting with me here on stream. So it is so great to hey, get to that. So that's a record. So thank you, everybody, and thank you for watching and playing and all of that. Okay, so let's go over to the holding cell. You're just coming in. There are no super VIPs. I don't think there were any VIPs. Let me check once again. There are no channel members that popped up. No. Okay. So then active chatters, if you have not gotten a VIP for channel membership or super chat or on zornsdungeon.com, which if you want to log into zornsdungeon.com right now, I can only have 100 people logged in because Google has not approved my login app yet. So if you log in, it's going to yell at you and say, hey, Google has not approved this app. Hit advanced and then go in and it will let you in. Oh, thank you, John. I mean, it's been fantastic having you here. I mean, you've been a big part of this. A lot of people have. And then active chatters. So if you want to have a higher percentage chance of having somebody drafted, then be active in the chat. Be active in the chat. Everybody who has been chatting in the last hour has a higher or will be drafted before everybody else. If you have characters in the tavern, they're eligible to be drafted even if you are not watching. So let's go. Let's draft. 2 minutes and 30 seconds. 2 minutes and 30 seconds until the next Bloodcage. Sable Phoenix, an unproven pilgrim. Daniel says a ramshackle halfling farmer. Uncommon and well-starred. Oh, uncommon and well-starred. Daniel, by the way, a channel member for 32 months. BGD, okay, going for a second blood drop, a dust-covered torchbearer is in here. PH Arbex, member for 32 months, an unsteady smuggler right here. Let's see. Made of meat, a tarnished sexton. Mrs. Dave back in with a salvaged cultist. We salvaged the cultist, so okay, we found him. Or her. we found Mrs. Dave's cultist someplace. Neckwood is in here again with a parched poacher. John has a superstitious town militia. John, member for 2 months. Thank you, John. This is, I don't have anything that's up on the screen, do I, accidentally this time? No, I do not. Just checking. Well-starred, a well-starred character, top 12%. Pacific North, was that Pacific Northwest? You are in. An orphaned smuggler right there. Flying Dominion, a rain-soaked torchbearer out at, a rain-soaked torchbearer. I hope your torch didn't go out. Well-starred, top 12% of all ability scores. Dave has an aching cultist in with 2 blood drops. Mushroom Romp right here is uncommon. Oh, okay. So Daniel, let's see. Daniel has put in $4. Thank you very much, Daniel. Daniel has gone in. Oh, there we go. Daniel's put in a $4 super chat here to where are we right here? Oh, there we go. To get +2 temporary HP going in, and then also +1 damage. Yes, Pacific Northwest Trek. Okay, so +1 damage and +2 temporary hit points. So we have 12 characters in here. 10 of them are pre-class, which means level 0. So it looks like a fighter. This is BGD's fighter, which is in here. And then Davinoff. Oh, yeah, an aching cultist. Okay, also level 1. So they're in there. We have 46 total HP in the party, health points in the party. And we have an average number of 4 per party member. So there we go. 8 seconds. And then, well, plus we have our temporary hit points. Everybody's going to have the temporary hit point buff because we hit our light goal for the night. So there we go. Let's go to the Bloodcage. So refresh the page. I want to turn off the winch room music right here. And then let's open the cage. Okay, 12 to 13. 12 to 13. So it's 12 to 13. We do have 2 white apes, though. We got 2 white apes with goblins in the back. I'm not sure why the goblins are coming in the back. The kobolds need to move to the back, and the goblins need to come up the front. But, okay, so our front line, made of meat, a tarnished sexton, a dust-covered torchbearer by BGD right there, a rain-soaked torchbearer, Flying Dominion right there, a superstitious town militia, John right there, front line. That's a solid front line. We got a little bit of squishy on the second row. Didn't get to overlap or wrap around with our tanks. But a ramshackle halfling farmer, Daniel, right there, second row. A parched poacher, so Neckwood, parched poacher, second row. An orphan smuggler, Pacific Northwest Trek. Welcome to your first Bloodcage. You are on the second row. An unsteady smuggler, PH, second row. Back row, mushroom pumpkin. You are on the back row. Mended burglar, third row right there. An unproven pilgrim, PH, third row. A salvaged cultist, Mrs. Dave. third row, going to try this again. An 8 cultist, Dave, back row. All right, let's see what happens. Goblin number 1 is going to lead us off. Coming in. They're kind of dangerous with their spears, but they're coming in from the back. The halfling now looks at this kobold crawler, wants to get in his face. Lots of HP for this halfling. 2 points of damage. The kobold crawler drops him. Very nice. Gremlin number 2 comes in to the Flying Dominion's rain-soaked torchbearer, rides it through. 2 points of stamina are taken. Oh, he had 2 points of stamina, so he rides the attack. No damage, just soaks it with stamina. Very nicely done. So, Mended Burglar, this is Mushroom Pumpkin, coming up on Gremlin number 2's flank. 3 points of damage, more than enough to drop the Gremlin number 2. Gremlin number 2 drops dead. Blood pools beneath. An Orphan Smuggler, Pacific Northwest, your turn. Oh, you see this goblin down here who's left himself hanging. Only slashes him for 1 point of damage, though, a minor slashing wound to the gremlin. Tarnished Sexton casts Virtue to give another temporary hit point to, who was that he gave it to? The guy ahead. I'm sorry. I missed that. Now, John, a Superstitious Town Militia, comes in, 2 points of damage to the kobold crawler and drops him. Ratkin Mongrel now coming up on John. John, yes, takes how many points of damage? 4 points of damage. 1 turned aside, 3 taken injury. Helping the Fairy's Blessing, helping us out with that. Gremlin comes up onto John as well. 3 points of damage. John does drop. The Superstitious Town Militia, John has dropped. Okay, an Aching Cultist is coming down to Goblin number 1. So Dave comes in. He is casting Poison Spray at the Goblin. Goblin takes 3 points of damage, a moderate poison wound. Salvaged Cultist looking at Ratkin Mongrel moving up. What can be done here? Oh, casting Poison Spray. Got lots of people with Poison Spray here tonight. Seen that quite a bit tonight. 3 points of damage against Ratkin Mongrel. Ratkin Mongrel expires on the Cold Stone. Slimeling now. Slimeling looking at Daniel's halfling. Slimeling brings the weight into this farmer. Oh, drives forward in the blow to dampen it. No wounds. Stamina points lost only. Stamina points lost only. Halflings are the only characters that get stamina at level 0 in order to represent their luck. Okay. Oh, rat poison. I like that, BGD. So White Ape comes in to attack. Oh, Daniel. 7 points of damage. 3 turned aside. Oh, the White Ape comes in again on Daniel. 2 points of damage. A minor slashing wound. So White Ape decided to come up and just mash the ramshackle halfling farmer. So Daniel's halfling farmer has dropped. I am sorry, Daniel. Couldn't take the attack of the ape. An unsteady smuggler comes up to the ape. 1 point slashing. 1 point slashing. Need more than that. 10 PCs up to 8 monsters. We're 10 PCs to 8 monsters right now, so we have been cutting them down. The Unproven Pilgrim, Sable Phoenix, says, I want some White Ape in the White Ape's flank. Comes in with a mace. Staggers under 5 points of damage. Okay, 5 points of damage. Takes that out. Zorn's readying the archers. Zorn's deciding, looking at his goblins up on the top row above the Bloodcage. Dust-covered Torchbearer comes in to the White Ape for 2 points of damage. That's enough. So, Dust-covered Torchbearer, nice job, BGD. Drops the White Ape. Legs buckle, it's over. Goblin number 2. We got goblins in the back row trying to come up here. Don't know if he's going to be able to get into action this time or not. Goblins might move a little bit faster. They might move 6. So into the torchbearer. Okay, BGD takes that on the shield. The shield chips and splinters, but it holds. So no damage there. Cave Imp number 1 moves toward an unproven pilgrim, or wants some unproven, stops at the unsteady smuggler, absorbs it on the fading blessing of the fairy, so no actual damage. So that was the fairy's blessing doing its work right there. Cave Imp number 2 coming in, or wants some unproven pilgrim. We got a whole battle line going on there, so it's difficult for them to get in. Let's see. Rain-soaked torchbearer now coming in to Cave Imp number 2. Rain-soaked torchbearer, critical hit. No mercy to this Cave Imp. 9 points of damage, a grievous piercing wound. The Cave Imp is cut apart. Nice job, Flying Dominion. The rain-soaked torchbearer has cleft him apart. Arrow storm, 4 arrows. Okay, we're going to take 4 arrows here. Arrows incoming from atop the Bloodcage. Flying Dominion's got to take an arrow. The ward. The fairy's ward. The fairy's blessing soaked it for you. Sable Phoenix. How many points is that? Crumples to the cage floor. Oh no, is gone. How many points of damage was that? 3. A 3-point moderate piercing. Orphan Smuggler takes 4 points. 2 turned aside. 2 taken as injury right there. Mrs. Dave also taking an arrow. Takes 2 points of damage. 1 turned aside. 1 taken as injury. 9 PCs up to 6 monsters. White Ape wants Flying Dominion's rain-soaked torchbearer. Rain-soaked comes in. Oh! Shield goes forward. The boss rings. 1 point of durability remaining on the shield. Splinters go everywhere. Oh! Shield buckles and splits. Nothing left to hide behind for the rain-soaked torchbearer. Nothing left to hide behind. But you did your thing. You came in. The ape came in, slashing, and you defended. Nice job. Okay, 1 point of damage from the White Ape. That was by Neckwood coming in with a bow from behind. So nice job. Oh, and then backs up. Likes to shoot from the back, which is what he should be doing, as long as some portcullis monsters don't come in. Okay, Goblin number 3 moves toward a dust-covered torchbearer. Can't get there. Round 2. Who's first? Gremlin number 1 coming into Flying Dominion. Gremlin number 1 into the rain-soaked torchbearer. 3 points of damage. Down to 1 point of damage. Down to 1 point. We might do something in order to get him out. A mended burglar, Mushroom Pumpkin, comes into Goblin number 2. 2 points of damage. Oh, not enough. Not enough. Zorn signals to ready the portcullis. Goblins stand by the crank. Goblin number 2 comes up to the mended burglar. 3 points of damage. Oh, Mushroom Pumpkin, you only had 1 health point to begin with. Oh, that was kind of rough. So 1 point piercing. There you go. 1 point thief. I said you can't be a 1 point fighter, but you can be a 1 point thief. Sorry about that. That's tough. Life of a level 0 character. Okay, Savage Cultist comes in and wants to poison spray the White Ape for 3 points of damage, a moderate poison wound. Oh, nice. Mushroom Pumpkin got a calloused squire this time. Cave Imp comes in to the Smuggler. 2 points of damage, a minor slashing wound. Smuggler still up. 8 PCs to 6 monsters. Made of Meat, the Sexton comes up. Wants to attack the Slimeling. Critical hit. Finds the vitals. So weird. We've been finding the vitals. Like, we got to get to some, like, a wizard anatomist or something like that. And they're like, no, gels and slimes don't have vital organs. And we're like, yes, they do. We found them tonight. Ratkin Gorestrider and Ratkin Gorechild are coming in. Okay, so let's see. The Ratkin Gorestrider comes in, goes to Made of Meat's Sexton. Tarnished Sexton, 5 points of damage. 2 turned aside with the stamina and takes 3 of injury. Now, Ratkin Gorestrider comes in toward Made of Meat. Oh, let's see. From behind, the Tarnished Sexton Let's see. Oh, 3 points of damage, a moderate slashing wound. Dust-covered torchbearer. Decides to go to the goblin. Wants to go ahead and cut down this goblin. BGD comes into the goblin, takes out goblin. Death claims the goblin. Rain-soaked torchbearer, flying dominion. Now going at this ape. Sets upon the ape. 2 points of damage, a minor slashing wound. The orphan smuggler targets the white ape. On the ape's flank, that's good news, impales him for 3 points of damage, a moderate piercing wound that drops the guard. The white ape goes down permanently. An unsteady smuggler. Okay, PH now coming into the cave imp. 1 point of damage to the cave imp, not enough. A minor piercing wound. Goblin number 3 going into the rain-soaked torchbearer. This could be bad. Rain-soaked torchbearer bleeds from a thrust of 3 points of damage. Flying. Oh, but the rain-soaked torchbearer drops to the floor. I just like the idea of the rain-soaked torchbearer because he's got to hold the torch. So he is still alive. He passed his death save. He's laying on the floor. If we win, then we can get him out of here. So, Nekwid coming in on the Ratkin Gorechild's flank, critical strike, straight to the chest, puts the arrow for 6 points of damage right through the Ratkin Gorechild's chest. The Ratkin Gorechild staggers, twitches, and falls. Nice job, Nekwid. 6 PCs to 4 monsters. An aching cultist wants to shoots poison spray again, popular spell, at the goblin number 3, 4 points of damage. He breathes in his corrosive poison damage to his lungs. He twitches and drops. Nice job poisoning the goblin. Okay, and backs up. See him backs up. Okay. Round number 3. Can we fight to the end of round number 3? We have 6 PCs up, only 3 monsters up. 6 PCs to 3 monsters. Let's go ahead and put these monsters down. Pacific Northwest comes up, deals 1 point of damage to the gremlin. That's enough. The gremlin goes down. Dust-covered torchbearer. Now, Ratkin Gorstrider. There are 2 torchbearers in here. Looking at this Gorstrider, only 1 point of damage. Oh, we got to do more damage to the Gorstrider. Now it's the Cave Imp's turn. He is looking at PH Arbex's smuggler, raking his claws. 1 point of damage, a minor slashing wound. Still up. Aching cultist. Okay, what's Dave going to do? Dave sees the Ratkin Gorstrider, moves up, attacks with his staff, looks like. Yes, but on the Gorstrider's flank, 6 points of damage. On the Gorstrider's flank, cracks it across the head with his staff. Nice way. When you're out of cantrip spells. Oh, no, but now the Ratkin Gorstrider is turning around to Davinoff. 9 points of damage. Oh, 9 points of damage. Oh, that was very heroic. But okay. The Ratkin Gorstrider dropped him. Oh, so definitely F in the chat for Dave's aching cultist. Level 1 character has fallen. That was epic. You could have taken him down. 1 more point of damage, you would have taken him down. I mean, that was pretty epic. Ratkin Gorstrider moving around to the rear of the Ratkin Gorstrider. Never sees it coming. Only 1 point necessary. 3 points of damage from Mrs. Dave. Mrs. Dave drops the Ratkin Gorstrider, so she'll get credit for your monster kill. The Ratkin Gorstrider is dropped. We are doing very well. 5 PCs up, 1 laying on the floor. Only 1 monster, and it's just an injured cave imp. Nekwid's going to come up and shoot it. Struck for 3 points of damage, a moderate piercing wound. And what's this? Bloodcage number 3? I think this is Bloodcage number 3. We'll do 1 more tonight. Bloodcage number 3. 1 handily. 5 PCs up, 1 on the floor. Victory. 5 souls walk out alive. 1 is hauled out unconscious. So that's a flat-out victory for the PC. So that was very good. Flat-out victory right there. 5 souls walk out alive. 1 is hauled out unconscious. Cut them apart. So the PCs cut them apart. Let's go to the winch room and haul up the survivors and the bodies. Let's turn the winch. So BGD got out, got a second blood drop. PH, you're out. Dave, Savage Cultist got out. Pacific Northwest, your smuggler got out. Neckwood, your parched poacher got out. Who was on the floor? Oh, Flying Dominion, you got out. They hauled you out. You're unconscious on the floor, but they hauled you out. I thought there was another unconscious guy. Let's see. Okay. Oh, no, I think there was only one. Okay, so deploy the medics. Mrs. Dave. Oh, no effect there. Goblin medic tends a wound. Got that. PH. Goblin medics tend to wound. Let's go to promotions. Let's see who reached level 1. The Fairy Fighter, level 1. Rain-soaked Torchbearer, you now have a level 1 fighter. And the Fairy washes away all of your wounds. Free healing, the only free healing in the game. Thief. Okay, PH Arbex, you get a Thief, level 1. Nice job. Healing, there you go. Pacific, try the... you were trying to stable some characters. Okay, Pacific Northwest, you're up. You live. Excellent. Savage Cultist, Mrs. Dave now has a magic user. Right there. You're up. Wounds wash away. So if you... Oh, no. Neckwood, Thief. Your parched poacher becomes a thief. There you go. Fairy's Blessing, wounds wash away. Let's sort and dismiss. Everybody is sorted and dismissed to either the stable. So now that I've sorted and dismissed them, if you had a level 1 character who just went through there and you want him to fight again, if you want to try to have him fight again, you can hit bang T space all. Bang T space all. It'll move all of your characters over from the stable to the tavern. The stable is your safe space for now. I'd like to emphasize for now. The stable is your safe space. You're not eligible to fight, or you do not have to, you're not eligible for the draft to fight in the Bloodcage if you are in the stable. That doesn't mean that there aren't other things that could happen to you in the future in the stable. You might be called out to action for some reason. But for now, if you were in the stable, it means you've made it through the Bloodcage, and good job. So, there we go. All right. We'll look at the leaderboard later. It's Tavern. So, everybody, Tavern, here we go. "17 people watching. 17 people are watching. Thank you, everybody who's watching. We got one more Bloodcage tonight. We do one more Bloodcage tonight, and then I'm going to sit here and do some work tonight. Oh, Aiden Shieldbound comes back in for PH. A Battered Bounty Hunter comes in, PH. Aiden Shieldbound, 3 drops right here. Mrs. Dave. Oh, so I'll give you a few seconds. Do I need more water? I'll give you a few seconds if you wanted to bang T space all, if you want to bring them over, if you want to log into the website. Give me just a moment, and I will get some more water, and then we will do our final blood drop of the night. Blood drop of the night. Our final Bloodcage of the night. So give me just 1 second. I will get some water. Be right back. Okay, being Zorn's commentator is thirsty work. All right, everybody have time to do everything that you want to do? Okay, so here we go. let's go to the holding cell and draft a party. So let's draft a party. Here we go. Refresh this. Draft party. Next cage in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Okay, John, your rain-soaked city guard, well-starred, is in. Neckwood, a winded bandit, is in. PH, Alden Shield-bound, is in. Mushroom Pumpkin, a native cut purse, is in. Sable Phoenix, an unlucky acolyte. Dave, an eager town watchman. Maid of Meat, a bloodshot cartographer's assistant, is in. RPG Gen Exile, a fretful town watchman with 1 blood drop, is in. Daniel, a lowly dwarf miner. We got a dwarf right here. Mrs. Dave, a salvaged cultist. Flying Dominion, okay, you're in. An indentured alchemist assistant. And then BGD, a debt-ridden burglar. So there we go. I do see, okay, so there is I do see an error here. You see how so I'll put this on the change log or the punch list for tonight. I noticed as I was in here in the tavern that when people were moving people in, they were turning blue, which they should not be, because you have to be in the tavern to get the blessing of the fairy when we run the blessing of the fairy. So I bet you actually do not have the blessing of the fairy, which you should not have. So I bet it's running correctly, except for I bet what is not running correctly. Yeah. Malik, oh, welcome. You are in. This is the last Bloodcage of the night, so we will have you eligible to be drafted tomorrow. Thank you very much for bang spawning. But yeah, so that came in blue. So I bet it's just saying, hey, we've run the fairy, so turn everybody blue, which you should not be, because you have to be in the tavern when we do the blessing of the fairy in order to get it. And it looks like the holding cell is registering that correctly. So characters who were in the holding cell, were in the tavern when the blessing of the fairy ran, got their blessing of the fairy. We've had other characters either spawn after the blessing of the fairy or be moved in after the blessing of the fairy, and that looks like it's registering correctly. So I'll put on the punch list to make sure that in the tavern we're not incorrectly lighting up people in blue who have come in after the blessing of the fairy. So there we go. Just a note there. Okay. All right. So 13 seconds. Got the water right here. Thirsty Work being Zorn's commentator. 51 total HP. 51 total HP. Oh, and actually we have 5 leveled characters. Oh, and Aiden is our hero. Oh, no, Alden. I'm sorry. Alden. PH's Alden is our hero. We're going to be rooting for Alden right here. He's been spared the worthy. He's number 2 in best defense. Let's see what happens. All right, let's go into the Bloodcage. Last Bloodcage tonight. Let's open the cage. Okay, so we are facing 14 monsters, which include 2 white apes. And then we have front row, Daniel's lowly dwarf miner. Then RPG Gen Exiles, a fretful town watchman. Then Alden Shieldbound, PH Arbex right there. An eager town watchman, Dave. Rain-soaked city guard, John. Naive cut purse right there, a mushroom pumpkin. A winded bandit, Neckwood right there. Debt-ridden burglar, BGD. An unlucky acolyte, Sable Phoenix. A salvaged cultist for Mrs. Dave. Going in for a second blood drop. An indentured alchemist assistant, Flying Dominion. And then a bloodshot cartographer's assistant, Maid of Meat. All right, let's see what happens. Ask me about the development Flying Dominion after the Bloodcage. I'd be happy to answer. Okay, so Goblin comes up to RPG Gen Exile. Bloodshot cartographer's assistant looks at White Ape number 2. Yes, gonna go right for the ape. Bloodshot cartographer's assistant targets White Ape for 3 points of damage, a moderate fire wound to the ape. Nice work. Goblin number 2. Oh, up there, wants some dwarf. Goblins hate dwarves. They'll look for some dwarves. Goblins will go dwarf hunting, but he's just not going to be able to make it. He goes up there. Now we have Mushroom Pumpkin comes in on Goblin number 4 for 2 points of damage, a minor slashing wound to the Goblin. Cave Imp targets a naive cat purse in the flank. Only 2 points of health points. 3 points of damage from the gremlin, able to drop a naive cat purse. Ratkin Mongrel, now looking down at Dave, the eager watchman, lunges in for the bite. Unhurt, 3 points of stamina drained. No wound, though. Okay, Goblin number 1 draws and tries to move forward, sitting way there back in the back. They like to hang out with the apes in the back. An unlucky acolyte, Sable Phoenix, wants some White Ape, but is going to stop and is going to decide, hey, it looks like I want some Goblin instead. Looks like we're retargeting to Goblin. Slammed for 3 points of damage, a moderate bludgeoning wound. The Goblin collapses dead. Nice job. We are now at 11 PCs to 13 monsters. And now Dave is drawing. The Eager Town Watchman is drawing. Gored for 6 points of damage, a major piercing wound. Letting out a final snarl and falls. Goblin in the back draws. Looking at Sable, wants to come up. It's a long way to walk. Okay. So Fretful Town Watchman now coming into Goblin number 4, doing what he can. 1 point of damage, but that's enough. 1 point of damage drops Goblin number 4 down permanently. 11 PCs to 11 monsters. Okay, Alden steps up. Gets in the middle of it. 7 points of damage to the Kobold Crawler, a tremendous piercing wound. Kobold Crawler's legs buckle. It's over. Now, John wants to target Cave Imp. Rain-soaked City Guard. Critical hit on the Cave Imp. Cave Imp is slammed for 10 points of damage, a grievous bludgeoning wound that drops the guard. Cave Imp expires on the cold stone. So now, 11 PCs to 9 monsters. Slimeling. Slimeling comes up to Sable Phoenix. Slimeling hammers at him. Swallowed by the protective ward. Damage swallowed by the protective ward of the fairy. The fairy doing what it should be doing. A Winded Bandit comes down. This is Neckwood coming down to Goblin number 1. Attacks. Pummels him for 5 points of damage. Drops him right there. The Goblin collapses dead. Okay. So where are we? 11 PCs to 8 monsters. Okay, now we have the gremlin is coming up to Aiden. Opens up with a slash, 3 points of damage, 1 turned aside, 2 taken as injury. The White Ape now wants to throw. Is coming up. That's a great question, PH. I may have an answer for that tomorrow. Is he going to attack again? Aiden does drop. Aiden is hit by the White Ape. Aiden shield-bound crumples and is done. That is a big loss. I am sorry, I am sorry. I am sorry, PH. I am sorry. That was gallant. I am very sorry. Lowly Dwarf Miner targets Ape number 2, comes up, wants to avenge 4 points of damage, drops him down to 1. Arrow Storm incoming. Zorn looses the volleys, 2 arrows. Dave takes 2 points of damage, 1 turned aside, and then 1 taken as injury. The Rain-Soaked City Guard. His ward shimmers. The Fairy's Blessing shimmers, and that is soaked. 10 PCs to 8 monsters. Savage Cultist, that is salvaged. Salvaged Cultist moves up to Ape number 2. Intercepted by Gremlin, or goes for Gremlin instead. 8 points of damage. The light fades from the Gremlin's eyes. A debt-ridden burglar now coming up. BGD attacks the ape in the flank, rocked by 5 points of damage. The ape falls with a final thud. 10 PCs to 6 monsters. Despite our horrific loss of pH, we're doing all right. Ape throws a giant boulder into Sable Phoenix, pummeling him for 1 point of damage, a minor piercing wound. Or what was that? Did they say piercing or bludgeoning? Should be bludgeoning. Goblin Runt comes up on Sable Phoenix as well, 4 points of damage. Oh, that is enough to... Oh, but Sable Phoenix passes the saving throw, falls face first into the dirt, and is out cold. Slimeling now coming in to the lowly dwarf miner. Looking for him anyway. Oh, isn't able to get there. Kobold Crawler now comes up to Daniel. Lowly dwarf miner, 3 points of damage, a moderate piercing wound. It is now 9 PCs to 6 monsters. An indentured alchemist comes up toward ape number 1. Might have to retarget. Oh, no, the guys in front of him are short. Critical hit with the acid splash. 6 points of damage. The ape is so tall that he can be seen over the little guys in front. So, he did it. Nice job. The ape is large, so you can target that. Round number 2. Here we go. A debt-ridden burglar, BGD. Oh, he's like, hey, can I get to some White Ape? And yes, he can. Struck for 4 points of damage, a moderate bludgeoning wound. Nice job. So taking out the White Ape. Doing very well. 9 PCs to 5 monsters. An Eager Town Watchman, Dave, moves toward Kobold Crawler number 1. Critical hit, sickening percent. 14 points of damage. The Eager Town Watchman puts 14 points of damage on that kobold. Cuts that goblin's head off. The head goes flying across the Bloodcage. 14 points of damage. Decapitation right there. A Fretful Town Watchman comes up to Goblin Runt. Attacking Goblin Runt. Critical hit straight to the chest. There we go. Oh my god. Okay. 13 points of damage. A catastrophic piercing wound that pierces the Goblin Runt's heart. Oh man, the light fades from his eyes, obviously, if he still had eyes after that. Portcullis, Ratkin Abomination coming up with 2 Ratkin Gore children. Okay. 9 PCs to 6 monsters now. Ratkin Abomination coming up to Mrs. Dave from the rear. 4 points of damage, a moderate slashing wound. Mrs. Dave drops, fades into the darkness, but refuses to die. Can we get her out? Ratkin Gorechild goes in toward Neckwood's Bandit. 5 points of damage, a major slashing wound. The bandit drops. Oh, another first level character, Neckwood. I'm sorry, the well-starred character. F in the chat for Neckwood in. A winded bandit has died. Ratkin Gorechild now coming up to Flying Dominion. Oh, that's not good. Flying Dominion only had 1 point of health anyway, so the Gorechild made short work of him. An indentured alchemist's eyes go dark, but it is over. And it's over. It is 6 PCs to 6 monsters. Now it's the Rain-Soaked City Guard up against the Gorechild coming in. 6 points of damage to the Gorechild, a major slashing wound. Drops the Gorechild. Lets out a final snarl and falls. A Bloodshot Cartographer's Assistant comes up at Ratkin Abomination. Shoots Firebolt. Come on. Big hit into the flank. Hit for 4 points of damage. Okay, a moderate wound into the Ratkin Abomination. And then backs up. Slimeling targets a Fretful Town Watchman. 4 points of damage. RPG Jin Exile drops, but still alive. Passes his death save, laying unconscious on the floor. So we have 5 PCs who are up, 3 who are unconscious on the floor. It's 5 versus 5. Goblin moving in. Goblin with his little pokey stick struck for 1 point of damage. Not that time. Dave's an Eager Town Watchman takes 1 point of damage, and that is all. Lowly Dwarf Miner goes into Slimeling. Devastating strike. Slimeling shrugs off 2 points of damage, but still takes 10. Slime splatters everywhere. Okay, Slimeling number 1. Where is he going? Wants the Eager Town Watchman, but goes into BGD instead. Takes 3 points of damage, turned aside, 2 taken as injury, but once again passes the death save, unconscious on the floor, not gone. 4-4 now with 4 PCs laying on the floor unconscious. Round 3. Can we fight through round 3? Gorechild going first. Wants to try to get down here to the Eager Town Watchman. Opened by 4 points of damage, a moderate slashing wound. Dave is still up. Now it's the Abomination's turn, and wants to try to come around to the Eager Town Watchman. Strike from behind. Never sees it coming. This could be... Oh! He's got a shield. He's got his helmet. His half helm cracks and sheds. A near miss with death. An Eager Town Watchman is left staggered, so he is still up. Ratkin Abomination... Oh, no. Goes again. This is not good. Strikes from behind. An Eager Town Watchman never sees it coming. 7 points of damage. A tremendous slashing wound. I'm sorry, Dave. The Town Watchman has gone. We have got, Bloodshot Cartographer's Assistant, Made of Meat, comes up on the Abomination, 2 points of damage, doing what a Cartographer's Assistant can to the Abomination. Slimeling now. Slimeling comes up to Lowly Dwarf Miner, struck for 2 points of damage, a minor bludgeoning wound. So he's still up. Is he going to have a chance to be able to whack something? Come on. Okay, Dwarf. Okay, goes after Slimeling. Last stand. 2 points of damage shrugged off, but still he's able to deliver 4 points of damage, and that is enough to drop Slimeling to -1. Goblin number 3. Coming up here to Dwarf. Goblin closes with the Dwarf, 2 points of damage, a minor piercing wound. Oh, that drops Daniel's Dwarf. Dwarf. Moves up. So now, Rain-Soaked City Guard. John comes into Gremlin number 3. Attacks the Gremlin. 3 points. Oh, Goblin. This is a Goblin. 3 points. Drops him. The light fades from the Goblin's eyes. It's a Goblin. Fell-handed. The Rain-Soaked City Guard took out 3 in a row. That was round 3. Zorn spares the worthy. That did it. The Horde is called off. Outnumbered yet standing. Whew. All right. So that was quite a bit. Let's go to the winch room. So I think that's PCs who ended up getting out of that. So they were saved. Hauling up from the winch room. Rain-Soaked City Guard comes out. Oh, Mrs. Dave! Mrs. Dave got 2 blood drops. Congratulations, Mrs. Dave. So a salvaged cultist came out incapacitated, but has come out with 2 blood drops. Made of Meat, a Bloodshot Cartographer's Assistant. Hey, this debt-ridden... this is saying number 1 in boss kills. Now, we have too many different boss. Made of Meat says, my first survivor tonight? This is your first survivor? This is the first one that came around? Made of Meat. Where is Made of Meat? Made of Meat. Which one? Oh, right here. A Bloodshot Cartographer's Assistant. Okay, alive. Okay, all right. Let's deploy the medics. Goblin medics tend to wound. RPG. All right, nice job. Oh, no effect there. Sable Phoenix, no effect. Another on wound, no effect. BGD gets a hit HP back. The blood drops, every time the blood drops are if you complete a blood cage. So yeah, exactly. They are badges for surviving the blood cage. So when you see a blood drop, it means that character has survived a blood cage. So when we were looking at how many blood cages you've survived, you've got so the person has the 4 is it. The 4 is the most number of blood drops that we have. All right, let's go to promotions. Rain-Soaked City Guard, a fighter. John You got a fighter. Wounds washed away. Made of meat. Okay, you got a level 1 magic user. So there you go. Level 1 magic user, and your wounds are washed away. The fairy's blessing, spell restored. Debt-ridden burglar, a thief. Sable Phoenix has a cleric. Bang Spawn. If you want a character in the last moment, that characters are persistent until next game. So bang spawn if you want to. Let's see. So let's sort and dismiss. If you want to stable your characters over, bang S space all, bang S space all stables all of your characters who are over in the tavern, who are level 1 or above. If you want to do that, that is up to you. We've got 160 characters in the stable right now. We have 312 in the graveyard. Some of those, though, are test characters, wanderers, so I wouldn't go by that too much. The leaderboard. Okay, let's check out the leaderboard before we call it a night. I do want to answer some questions in the chat. Most kills. That doesn't look like it's changed. Maybe I need something to see if it's changed or not, to make it easy to see what we need to look at. Boss Slayer. So this one, these badges don't mean quite as much right now because we have our highest number of bosses that have been killed, which right now are the apes, and anything that comes in through the Bloodcage are a major monster which gets called out, who have dropped them. Lots of people have killed one, but we need some more in here to make that really meaningful. Damage dealer, the chosen one 55, the Harker the unassuming 43, a famished blacksmith's apprentice 41. This is the total number of like top 3 or top 10 or something like that. Top 3 for sure. Top 10s if somebody comes in the top 10, maybe top 10. Maybe I could get some kind of code going to let us know like which one of these do we need to look at, like make it flash or something like that. Most bruised, that's a funny one, like who has actually taken the most damage. Phelan, the Heart of Despair, has taken 20 points of damage and is dead. Most of these people are dead. The biggest hit, Trin Steelhelm. I still want to know how Trin did that. Trin took 20 points of damage. I am sorry, PH. I'm sorry. Ask me tomorrow about how to get, because we need to be able to get people to get their shields back and their helmets back. That's a major missing thing. Ask me that tomorrow. Maybe. I'm gonna try to do some work on that. Harker, the unassuming, has done 18 points of damage. A long spear against Kobold Crawler number 4. Let's see. Most XP. Ariste still up. Boars. And these are going to be hard to catch because I was giving out too much XP accidentally in the beginning. Wealthiest. That we have not been giving out treasure yet. Somebody was asking, like, what's more for development? Well, right now, the Bloodcage is just a brawl. Right now, the Bloodcage is just a brawl, and really intended to see who goes from level 0 to level 1. But we have got to, I have something else called a Blood Well that we were developing when we were very early, but it was too complicated. The Blood Well is going to have treasure in it for you to be able to get, as well as just fighting things. I want us to be able to go into dungeons as well, and I want there to be other like encounters that you can fight that are not just the Blood Well. So we're still working out bugs and also some AI and things like that. The movement of the characters and things like that. But there's a lot more to potentially do than just blood cages. But it sure would be nice if we got new people coming in. So it sure would be nice if, like in phase 1, we could have 500 people playing or something like that. No. Are these characters going to be wiped so that everything starts from 0 once things are considered? No, I'm not going to do that. I mean, we're live. I don't think that's fair. I mean, we've been fighting through it, and that's part of the advantage, I guess, of being here for the playtest. That, or while we're still kind of playtesting it, you can spawn as many characters as you want. You can, do whatever. No, as far as I'm concerned, we are live now. This is episode, I don't know whether this is 12 or 13. I'm not sure. I might have mislabeled it, but they are, but no, we are live. I mean, we are live. We're still kind of working through things, but we are live. Flying Dominion. Oh, Dave just put in. Oh, so Dave got iron coins. So by the way, a super chat like that also gives you iron coins. So iron coins will like let you VIP a selected character on the website and things like that. Thank you so much, Dave. But maybe something that says like the highest change in the leaderboard is maybe because this is top 25. This is top 25. So maybe if somebody comes in on the top 25 or something. Thank you, Dave. Most blood drops. You can see right here. We've had 2 characters reach 4 blood drops. Ariste died. Boars is still up. That's Strays. I haven't seen Stray in a few days, but that's the number of blood cages they've been through. We have lots of characters with 3. So right now the blood drops are just badges to indicate that you've done it, and how bragging rights to see how many you have been through. Lots of people with 2 right here. Yeah. So all right. But I got ideas on that. I got a bunch of stuff that I got to work on. Best defense. That's still Boars. Okay. All right. Good night, everybody. Have a wonderful night. I'm going to go get to work on stuff. I will try to post the change log to the YouTube post section. I did that today as I was running out the door this morning. So if you want to look at it before the game starts, you can look at the YouTube post and put comments, anything like that on there. You're welcome to. I'm going to try to do that today. And then I'm going to try to do that tomorrow before I leave. Oh, so Flying Dominion was saying like what? But that's what I was talking about. I want to do the Blood Well, which is going to have treasure in it and be a more than just a brawl. There's treasure in that and walls and things like that. The other encounters, and I want to do dungeons as well. So I need to put together a development roadmap, and I will do that. But right now, I've got to get this working right. Okay, good night, everybody. Have a wonderful night. Go forth, be creative, be constructive. Thank you so much for being here. I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much. I'm going to try to see you tomorrow. I'd love to play on Friday night. Later, everybody.